So we live together.
Yep.
We watch football together.
Yep.
We talk about football together.
Yep.
Why don't we just start a podcast?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Eye Test. It's myself, Lyés, and my boy, CultureCams. Today, we're talking about young players, and in particular, one that is completely taking over the footballing scene. Who else but the reigning Euro 2024 Young Player of the Year, and the guy that's putting Barca on his back. We're talking Lamine Yamal. Now, Lamine has started off on fire this year, bro. I think he has, the most goal contributions in La Liga at the current moment. Barcelona as a whole are kind of just flying. 5 wins from 5 under new manager Hansi Flick. And in a year where everybody was kind of looking towards Real Madrid, they're the reigning European and La Liga champions. They have potentially a Ballon d'Or winner in Vinny. And if it's not going to be him, it's potentially Jude Bellingham. And they've just signed the biggest name in football in Mbappe. All the noise is kind of gravitating towards this kid from La Masia.
Yes.
Lamine Yamal. How impressed have you been with his start this year?
Picking up where he left off, man. Yeah. Picking up where he left off from the Euros. Like, honestly, right now, I struggle to find a player I like more in the game at the moment. It's like my favorite player in the football right now. You know what I mean? And, I remember when I was younger and then there was like Kobe Bryant coming up way before my time. I'm talking about when my parents were looking at Kobe and stuff. And I remember how they were talking about how like, they're so much older than this guy. You know what I mean? But he's the one that's making them like kind of like love the game. And I'm sure that happened with LeBron James and another generation. But it feels like that with Yamal, man. I'm like, this guy's 17 years old and he's my favorite player. Do you know how mad it is? You know what I mean? Like, he's 17 years old.
It don't sound right, but like, yeah,
Nah,
I feel the same way.
It doesn't feel right, bro. Like, he's my favorite player and he's 17 years old. Like, it's crazy. And you only get that from the true sensations. Like, forget the NBA. You look at Wayne Rooney when he was coming through. He was the nation's favorite player, man. Ryan Giggs at Man United when he came through, like the whole club absolutely adored this guy. And even maybe with a Kobe Mainoo situation now, Bukayo Saka at Arsenal. But if you're talking about the world game, man, it's Yamal right now. Do you know what I mean? It's Lamine Yamal who's capturing the hearts and he's 17. Like, you only get that from the greats. So his start has been impressive. Brace on the weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's 40 goals and assists already in his career. 40 goals and assists and he's 17, bro. Newly 17. Yeah. Not even like he's about to turn 18. He's newly 17. It's insane. It's crazy.
You know what it is too, right? Because I saw somebody post like his Sofa score ratings from the last like 10 games and they're all like over 8.5. He's got like a goal contribution, all of these. And then someone even like commented over it and it's like, it's crazy even that we're already looking at like GA for him because like as a young player, they always say, right? Like GA is something that kind of comes with age and like minutes and stuff like that. You really look at that towards maybe like the middle into the peak of a player's career. Like as a youngster, it's really about finding yourself in your team and learn. No, it's like developing the skills at this point and like kind of putting it all together and just figuring out what kind of player you are. Yamal has already skipped all of that stuff, but I even past the goal contributions, which of course for his age is crazy, but just the way this guy plays, there's a reason why you said he's your favorite player in world football right now. Yamal's stats are not like anything we've never seen. Well, maybe from a youngster, there's something we've never seen before. But like, had more. Just in general, like Yamal isn't like the greatest goal scorer in the world. No. He's an incredible creator, but like it's like, but it's just the way he plays football that is so captivating. Yeah, he plays with no fear. He plays with this maturity and this like swagger as well too. That is so
beyond his age.
It's beyond his age as well too, but it's beyond this generation. You don't really see, like when you think of the best players in today's game, we're always talking about their goals and assists. We're always talking about how effective they are and like how efficient they are in front of goal and their goals per. Yamal, that's almost like an afterthought. Like, okay, we mentioned his stuff after we get finished talking about how ridiculous of a dribbler he is, how fearless he is against his fullbacks. Now Yamal as well too. Something I've really noticed that he's kind of adding to his game, which again is so rare for a player of this age. You typically add this. Messi really started becoming this good at this area, like 23, 24. How good Yamal is in central areas now, bro. Like last year we saw him in the Euros as well too, basically like an old-fashioned winger, just getting on the ball, dribbling, putting balls into the box. He's drifting now into these number 10 positions, which a lot of people tell me is actually where he really made his name at La Masia as an actual number 10. And he's running the show, pulling strings from there, bro. Playing players through on goal. The weight of pass, absolutely brilliant. His game is just so, I'm going to use that word, it's so pure already for a player of this age that I completely agree with you, bro. Like there are brilliant players out there, but at 17, we're already putting him along with all of them.
Yeah. And the thing is, like with young players, they often people say it's fearlessness, right? That's the word you always hear. They want a young player to be fearless. But with Yamal, yes, it's fearless, but it's confidence.
Yeah, there's
bro.
no uncertainty to him.
It's confidence. He's walked into football knowing I am better than you. He has walked into football knowing I can be the best. Loa plays for that team. Gundogan was there. Frankie de Jong, Araujo, all of these guys. And he's walked in like, I could be the best here. And that is the mentality you've got to have to be there. I remember Wayne Rooney talking about walking into Everton and looking at it like, these guys are all shit. Yeah. That's literally what he thought. They probably weren't great, but they probably weren't all shit. He was just that much better.
That's what he told us himself. He said that's the Euro 2024, Euro 2004. I thought I was the best player in the world.
And that is the. Sometimes you might have to be delusional, bro. Yeah. That is the delusional confidence that you have when you walk into. It's when he gets the ball, he sizes you up. He's looking at you like, nah, I got you beat here. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is. It's like he's like teasing you, bro. And he's trying to win penalties. He's like in a pause, but he's like edging. You know what I mean? It's like edging. It's like you know what I mean? He's edging you. It's insane. The way he's playing, and you're thinking, nah. A 17-year-old shouldn't be allowed to run rings around me like this. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't get over it.
No, but realistically,
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's like he's like teasing you. So like that level of confidence is what you need. I was just listening to actually Jermaine Pennant and Rio were speaking about Pennant's career, and Pennant was speaking about how much it's important to be confident. And it just had me thinking about like Yamal. He was talking about how if you lose confidence, how do you get your way back? How do your mind go? He had to go on loans and he had a long season at Leeds, and Yamal was just instantly like, I'm the best. You know what I mean? And I'm going to go and, bro, you know, he hasn't said it now, but you know his ambitions are Ballon d'Ors. You know his ambition is to be, you know what I mean? Like soon, let's have it right. He's going to be Barcelona's number 10.
Oh yeah,
it's just whoever's got it right now is just warming it. Right, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're just warming it up right now. So that means you're anointed, bro. You know what I mean? You're anointed to be.
He's literally anointed, bro. We also hey, that Buki shit with Messi. That's anointed. He's anointed, bro. Literally. I don't know what powers Messi gave him in the bath, bro.
Facts. That means he's anointed to go and be a great. And honestly, I don't see much stopping him with the way he plays, the touches, the skill. He doesn't really use his right foot going on the outside, but he goes on the outside, but he can still push with his left. But the guy is just a problem. And I don't even want to say, oh, when he starts scoring more goals, he becomes more complete. I don't even want to put him in that box. If he continues being the threat that he is through 90 minutes every single week, bro, there's not going to be much to stop him being the best player in the world one day, man.
And you know what, right? For me, I laugh when I see Twitter and the way I see people talk about Yamal now, because I don't think it's outrageous to say Yamal is the best winger in the world right now. I think if you ask a lot of people that, like, they would throw you Salah and Saka, of course, and Vinicius as well too, and all of them deserve their respect.
Yeah, Vinny. Yeah.
I don't think if you told someone I think Yamal is the best winger in the world, people would be like, "What are you talking about?" or whatever. I think there's a pretty general consensus view that he is so special that I would take him right now over some of these guys, bro. The way he's playing right now is at a level that even at their best, have they played at that level before? And I know Salah has put up 40 goal seasons or whatever, and Vinicius is coming off a campaign where he's arguably the best player in the world. But what Yamal is doing right now, and this is even past the goal scoring stuff, he's playing like the best winger in the world right now.
And the thing is, look, if you factor in age and everything, there's no winger in the world I'll take over Yamal.
Oh, that's in terms of like the build your project. I'm not
there's
about that.
No
I'm just saying
winger I'll take.
Just based on performances now, is there a winger you would take over?
Yeah, right now, no. Not right now, no. In terms of performances this season so far as we started, no, probably not. Mo Salah's obviously a brilliant player. Saka's good. Vinny, I think, is probably the best in the world. If you're just talking about flat rate, who's the best winger in the world? I'd still probably say Vinny. I can't forget what he did last season, the season before and stuff, but Vinny, Yamal can get there very quickly. And as I said, if I'm taking a player tomorrow and I'm like, I want to start my team, it'll be Lamine Yamal. It'll be Lamine Yamal. I'm sorry, it's just the reality.
I don't think that's crazy whatsoever, bro.
It's the reality. It's crazy whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, it's Mbappe when Mbappe came through. You know what I mean? When Mbappe came through, 18 years old, everyone in the world, you better start your team with him. It's the reality. You know, now people might have their opinions on whatever on Mbappe.
Damn,
That's personally fine.
Mbappe,
But
man, it's like you're here today, gone tomorrow.
hey,
bro.
that's
Like, what?
football, though. You know what I mean? That's football, man.
It's like that meme from Toy Story. I don't
Yeah.
want to play with you
Yeah,
anymore,
yeah.
bro.
Nah, that is the game, though, isn't it? That's sport. You know, there's always going to
No,
be
of
someone
course,
coming.
of course.
Sport is competitive. People want to snatch your chain, as they say. So listen, Mbappe, obviously, we're not. Right now he's a number 9, so we can't even say he's a winger. Right now he's a number 9 and stuff. But honestly, when I look at where Yamal plays football and I look at when Mbappe plays football, yeah, I know which one I'd rather turn my TV on for, and it's Lamine Yamal, with all due respect.
He is. I think he's right now at the moment the player that everybody wants to turn on their TV, and it's just
Look at the start Barcelona have had.
Well, yeah, that was kind of where I was trying to go
yeah.
towards, right? Like it's crazy how quickly your fortunes can change in football, both negatively and positively. Like a year ago, I think you were looking at the situation of Barca, really bad second year. I say bad. They still finished second, went to Champions League quarterfinal. It was an underwhelming second year under Xavi. The mood wasn't great. Gundogan is saying that the mentality isn't right at the club. Xavi is leaving, and then the president begs him to come back, and then he comes back, and the president tells him, "I don't want you anymore." It was a bad it was a bad vibe around Barcelona, bro. Like it wasn't and then especially when you look at what Real Madrid were doing in the window and in football, we're saying, wow, Barca, like they're an afterthought in football now.
But
bro.
remember me and you said this. We said it doesn't always work out that way.
But that's what I'm
when
saying,
Mbappe signed, we literally said something weird could happen where Barcelona go and win the league the first season, bro. Like we said that, bro. Remember, because everyone was putting the Galactico thing versus Ronaldinho, and then they did the second Galacticos versus Messi, and both times I think Barcelona won more trophy. I might be wrong with the Ronaldinho one because they started winning 06, 07 and stuff, Real Madrid. But Messi, it was like Messi against the army, even though that's disrespectful to Iniesta.
Yeah,
That's the you know that, whatever. But you know, you get the point. Yeah. And it's like, wow, this superstars versus Yamal.
That's kind of what I'm pointing at. Again, to Barca's credit, you can't discredit Pedri, you can't discredit what those are doing. But my point is really, like, in general in football, not even just Barca Real, I always say you're never as bad as you think you are, and you're never as good as you think you are either, because football can really change just like that. And I think with Barca, that expression is always true, no matter, like, not just now but forever. Because when you have something like La Masia, which for me is the ultimate cheat code, the ultimate get out of jail card in football. These guys financially have been in the dumps. And I know that's poised to change with these new La Liga kind of like salary increases, but they've been financially in the dumps. They've lost the greatest player of all time for practically nothing. Like it's just it wasn't a good environment. But the way this damn academy produces ready-made first teamers, 2 of them a season, like guaranteed, bro. Fermin, Gavi, Kubarsi, Lamine. Let's not even forget Ansu Fati at one point.
Injured now,
bro. Like it's just the ultimate get out of jail card. And like, okay, at minimum they produce a first teamer. Sometimes they'll produce like a golden boy in Gavi. Now they're producing potential like Ballon d'Or winners in Lamine Yamal, and all of a sudden, this brilliant young kid has Barcelona looking serious again in La Liga, and we're gonna see in the Champions League this season. Just like that.
Right, it's incredible. And the thing is, like, I think he's got the perfect manager as well. They got the perfect manager, Barcelona, for them, Hansi Flick. I mean, in terms of just feel good and making a club exciting again, you saw in the last 10 years, that Bayern team that Flick had is one of the most exciting ones. I know people might put COVID tax on it or whatever.
No, but come on, in front of scoring goals, that's a goal scoring machine.
They were a machine. Loa was going crazy. I mean, any manager that can make Gnabry look like the best winger in the world, I can't imagine what you're about to do with Lamine Yamal, bro. You're about to make your Lamine Yamal go to the moon, bro. You know what I mean, bro? So, like, that is the type of manager that Barcelona needed. Look, Loa's scoring goals again. Like, last season, he did score a lot of goals, but it's looking like he can not hit his peak numbers, but he's going to be, it's going to be world-class numbers. So, I mean, Barcelona have the right kind of formula. I feel like, in a weird way, yes, all the drama that goes on behind closed doors, but in a weird way, just within the club, it feels good. I mean, and we sat there and spoke with Loa. He felt good, bro. Do you know what I mean? Everything was calm. He said there's a lot of young people, but it brings new life. So, yeah, I know Gundogan went in a quite weird fashion.
But they carried on with business, bro. I was someone who was saying that's a bad look for the club. For me, look, I'll hold my hands up here. I wasn't a fan of the Dani Olmo signing. Look at the impact that he's had. I know he's out for a few weeks now, but bro, the opening weeks, Gundogan who? Like
Yeah.
it's been as simple as that. So yeah, man. And on the point of Hansi Flick, right? This is always a manager that I always had a fond like appreciation for, just because again, his teams play the way I like to watch. Like they're exciting, they take risks. At times it's like too risky and they concede a lot of goals, but as a neutral, that's the kind of football you want to kind of turn your TV on and watch. And we always say with Barca, right? They're one of those clubs that it's not enough to just win. You have to do it in a certain manner. And I think that's why the appointment of Hansi Flick is kind of perfect. They're winning, but they're also doing it in a way that all their fans are kind of getting excited over. I'll never forget when Ernesto Valverde was winning La Liga titles for Barca. Barca fans weren't that happy. Like they were happy they're winning, but it's like, well, they wanted to sack him for Quique Setien just because Setien plays the Barcelona way, right? So it is important for a club like that to kind of win, but doing it in the Barca way. And you look at the opening results, bro. They're putting 4, 5, 6 past everybody. They look absolutely irresistible at the moment.
It's going to be a big test. 26th or 27th of October, Real Madrid away. That's what Barcelona have. That's when you're going to see what Barcelona are about this season. They go and win at the Bernabeu. They're gone. They're going to be gone.
And that's when I'm looking at Real Madrid. I've said all season, I'm giving Real Madrid 10 games. 10 to 15 games, and then I'll start to
I think it'll even be before that, to be fair. I think it'll be before 15 games. It's next month, you know what I mean? In the league.
No, I'm saying 10, I'm saying 10, 15 games, all competitions. For me, that's when I'm waiting to see, okay, now I gave you guys your grace period. The chemistry should be, who are you guys?
That's a big game for Real Madrid, and it's a big game for Barcelona. It's a big game for Real Madrid because they might have points to claw back, and they have a lot of question marks around them because of fitting in Mbappe and how it works and stuff like that. So that's big. Byron Diaz is out for a couple months now.
They had some injury issues, to be fair. Jude, I think, should be back by then.
Yeah.
But let's talk. I mean, big game for Barca, big game for Real, big game for Mbappe, but big game for Yamal as well, too, bro.
Of course.
This is going to be look, he's played against them already last year in the second game. But this is really the first game we're seeing Yamal now as this, like, everybody's eyes are going to be on him. Last year, maybe he could go under the radar a little bit because, I'll never...
Real Madrid were much better last year.
Of course, but now this is really Yamal. We're looking at him as a completely different guy. But we're also looking at him now as like
a big player,
a huge player. I remember, I'll never forget as recently as last season in the second leg against PSG when Barcelona went down a man. You remember that when Araujo got suspended and Yamal was the one who had to make way for another defender to come on. And I was saying, for me, this is like an incredible decision. Like I would never make it. And Barcelona fans were telling me, no, bro, you don't understand. He's a youngster. Like Rafinha's balling, and I was like, it's not. First of all, Yamal is not just any youngster. Like it's not like, I don't know, like it's not like Alanga for United a few years ago. You take him out. Like this is a guy that's your best creator, your biggest threat at 16 years old. Stop it's hard to kind of like wrap your mind around it, but you can't look at him the way you look at other teenagers.
Sometimes I think a lot of the time, people think about the age. They don't think about the talent. They think about protecting the player.
Yeah.
They're not looking at it in terms of their ability, their talent sometimes, and even game state. Sometimes it's game state, bro. Like, I saw people, for example, talking about on the weekend that Arsenal don't have much depth and stuff because they have two 17-year-olds on the bench. And I'm like, those two 17-year-olds are quality players. They're quality players. And you saw when Ethan Nwaneri come on the pitch, he looked absolutely comfortable on there. He looked comfortable. He didn't look out of his depth. And people might say, well, that's because he came off the bench. That's fine. But sometimes, you don't have to look at the game state, man. Lamine Yamal, we don't want to have a throwback episode, but Lamine Yamal was cooking Nuno Mendes, bro. And you took him off. Why? Because he's 16?
And you know what's so funny, right? Like, to kind of prove my point even further, right? It's been, 6 months since that incident? If next week you're playing in El Clasico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona, and Araujo gets a red card, who is the player you're taking off to bring on another defender?
Is it because he's 6 months older?
Lamine Yamal is the last player in the entire Barcelona setup that you would take off. And it's just because now we know him as a bigger name, but it's the same thing. And I look, I'm not trying to say, oh, Barcelona fans, I was right, you were wrong. But I just think this is what I'm trying to say. This isn't a regular player we're talking about here.
I don't get listen, we don't have a whole conversation about the red card, but that's the type of player that gets you up the pitch anyway. You can take on 2, can take on 3. I didn't understand that substitution. I think they threw away the game in that one. But yeah, man, look, we're excited for Barcelona. It's good, man, because listen, I've always said, maybe it's the purist in me. I've never, ever, ever enjoyed big clubs being bad. Like, you banter your friends when Arsenal are bad and stuff, but I always said I want Arsenal back. I want Liverpool back. I want Man United back. I want Chelsea back. I want Barcelona, Milan. I want all these teams to be good. it makes football better.
Yeah.
Football is a better place when the historic big clubs with the big fans, with the loud fans are good. That is what football should be. I don't want it when it's like that. So Barcelona coming back, even though I spent years hating Barcelona, always on Team Ronaldo, Team Real Madrid, Benzema and all that. But I want Barcelona to be back at the top, man. I want to see Barcelona in Champions League semis and Champions League final. That's where they belong. That's where these teams are, man. So yeah, man, I'm happy for that.
I mean, big week in the Champions League. They obviously got Monaco this week. I'm not sure when this will be seen by you guys, but they got. I mean, look, I look at the competition around Europe as well too, and why can't they make a run at the Champions League?
My dark horses, man.
I don't understand. Like, why not? I sound like D Rose right now.
Yeah,
why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league, man? Why not? But like, I just look at their team, right? And before we kind of sign this off, I want to give a big shout out as well to Pau Cubarsí, because I know Yamal is kind of the one that gets the plaudits. Of course, he's the best player. You have Pedri, you have Gavi, you have all these young Spanish players, but Cubarsí, man, that kid is legit, bro. That kid is serious talent right there, man. One of the finest young passing center backs that I've seen in the game, and I'm telling it now, man. Barcelona with these kids, man.
Yeah,
bro, you can give them 50 levers to kind of have to deal with.
There's
bro,
gonna be another. There's another one's coming in 2
Oh,
seasons
yeah, bro.
anyway, bro. I might have to start scouting. Man,
whoa!
wow. Yeah, the coach has got a weird case. Why is he around?
Certified
Yo.
certified podcaster. Man, we're gonna wrap it up now before we
Yeah.
get canceled. But yo, Lamine, Barca, keep shining. We're keeping an eye out for you guys this year. We got stocks ever since we interviewed Loa.
I can't lie that I'm a Magister, but when I interviewed Loa and it was around the camp, got a soft spot for Barcelona now. You know, Messi's gone. You know what I mean? Iniesta's gone. Yeah, Pep's gone. I don't mind them now, man. They're good dudes, bro.
Man. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time, man. Barcelona obviously back in the Champions League. Before I go, actually, shout out to BR powering this podcast. X, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok. We'll see you next time. Peace.